Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some more No Man's Sky, shall we? Picking up where we left off with our guide for complete beginners, and the base computer wants to be installed and built somewhere, which I'm excited to do. However, I don't really want it to be on this world. I don't particularly like the look of it. I don't like that it's so hazardous, and I like to try to find a place, if possible, in my starting system to put a base on a planet that I actually like. So I'm just going to take off, fly us into space, and look around. Look at that. So you can see there's a planet there, but there's also a little moon on that planet, or orbiting that planet. Now, when you aim at a planet in space, ooh, does it have two moons, or is that an asteroid? You can push L3 to scan it, even from far away, and you'll see what's on that planet. So this is a paradise planet. It has copper, paraffinium, and salt. I'm going to fly to this, but it's going to take too long. You can see it's going to take me, even flying turbo, it's going to take 13 minutes. So we need to push L1 and R1 just to gauge our pulse drive so we can get to this faster, and you can see we're going to get to it in about 30 seconds. Now, I like paradise planets quite a bit because I think they look good. However, don't let that necessarily fool you. It doesn't mean that it's going to be bereft of hazardous conditions or storms or anything like that. It's just a nice planet. And as we get closer, you see we're going to kind of peel here through the clouds and just see what's on this planet. We're entering the atmosphere. This one has, look, it's got all these like little floating islands on it, which is kind of interesting. But you'll see, look, immediately, it's a verdant and lush world, a paradise world, as it were, with, some lakes and things like that, along with these really, really cool floating islands. You see there's some nice stuff here, and actually, you know what? I like this a lot. I'm just going to land myself right here. So, the external temperature is 82 degrees, which, well, that's paradise, Fahrenheit. And look at this world. It's grassy, it's got rain, and it looks amazing. I love these floating islands. Now, it is, not perfect. There's some radiation and other concerns, but I want to build my base here on a world that looks beautiful to me, like this. With, these kind of nice fields. So, first things first, scan all the animals that you can. Look for the red dots. See if we can get any of them. Now, these might be underground or, we're not sure, but I'm just going to scan away and see if there's any more red dots that appear. There's one over there. There's one. Scan this guy from here. Great. Okay. So, I'm going to run up this ridge, and I like to just get as many animals as I can before I even bother doing anything else. And it's this guy. We already got big guy. It's actually this one. It's kind of just like running bird dinosaur. Interesting. And then let's see if there's any other. Yep, there's another red dot right there. Zoom in with pushing in the right stick. Just look for any, and then I like to zoom back out to move around quickly. There we go. Any animal I can see. Any red dots. You got any red dots? I will scan it. And then after that, that looks pretty good. I love this area because you can see there's like a beach. You know, I mean, there's even this like kind of cave that creates a little cove. I love it. I'm gonna zap that. Oh, I've got the wrong weapon on. I destroyed it immediately. And now, let's just push start and check out the discoveries. And you can see we've got 6 of the 9 animals. Underwater, underwater, underwater are all the rest. So, if we want to get the rest of the animals, we're going to need to go underwater. Now, I cannot recall exactly. We're going to double check this. Let me get this guy. Sometimes... Oh, there was 2. How clever. They were friends. We've dusted them. Sometimes the game prefers that in order to scan... You see now I've jumped in the water and I'm swimming. For underwater stuff, sometimes you legit have to be underwater. And let me see here. Okay, this is not deep enough water for me to find what I need. So we'll just be happy with the fact that we have... Look at these little guys walking around. And we have a nice beachfront place to build our base. And we will. It's also a ringed world, so you can see the rings in the sky up there. It's awesome. Okay. So I'm going to fly this way. Back to the area of our ship. And I'm going to build the base computer just in a flat area here so that we can build our base in, you know, on these grassy fields. I love it. So we're going to go up and we're going to select base computer. We have enough chromatic metal to make it. So you just put this somewhere and I'm going to put it right in the middle here and I'm just going to push R2. And there it goes. There's our base computer. Now just hold square to use it. And it's searching the cartographic archives. Universal Archive reveals no prior claims on this site. Sonar test confirms site is suitable for construction. Claim site. Yeah. So this is ours now. No other players can come and build their base within the limits of our space. And we did it. Now, we need to use the terminal again. And we're going to access the log from the previous user. Entry 4925D follows. Storm sweeping across, but construction supplies low. Depositing shelter plans while need to back soon. So we get the plans to build our own base. Now, these first plans that you get are all timber. Timber wall, floor, roof, door, and floor containment. So what that means is there's this huge pop-up. We know how to build things out of wood, basically, that we get from carbon. And you can see the tooltip over here that we can build a base to provide shelter from hazardous planetary conditions. And we will. The base is fantastic. It's so much fun to build it. But the problem with the early base plans is that we need carbon. So we're going to need so much... so many trees have to bite the dust, basically. Oh, wrong tool. Here we go. Let's first scan this tree. And then blast it. And get ourselves a bunch of carbon. Weapon charge depleted. Just push down, go to the battery, select your mining beam, and use condensed carbon to recharge your mining beam if you have any, because we want to save all of our carbon for actually building our base. Now you see right here, this is also carbon. It doesn't have to be a tree. Trees just give, the most carbon compared to small plants. So just blast a few, and that should be a good start for us. Oh, look at that. The trees will grow back, by the way, often very quickly. So now we have a new icon that is on our compass, but also on our screen. So the compass is kind of the arc that runs, it's the ellipse that runs at the top of the screen, and you could see there's diamonds for the, the cardinal directions, but there's also an icon for our ship, which we're familiar with, and now there's this little, igloo-looking icon for our base, and that's our base computer. So I'm going to push up, and we're going to start building. Now, you can see if I push R1 and L1, I can go between not just the deployable technology tab like we've been building from before with the refiner, the base computer, but now we also have this floor panel, these walls, and in order to navigate this, you're going to use the left stick like a mouse pointer, and then select. I'm going to select the floor, and I'm going to build the floor. I'd like to actually get my base computer inside, if possible. And there we go. So it's not perfect. You see the base computer is kind of stuck in the floor, but that's okay for me. All you have to do is just aim this green hologram and push R2 when it's green, and you can build. You can even build on top. But also, you'll see these little, green rings with an orb in the middle. Those are kind of like the snap points for for example, if I build here, I'm snapping, and it will just build right next to my other floor. Now, we have a storm with superheated rainstorm coming, so we definitely want to build up our base to protect us from this. So I'm going to push up, and I'm going to go to the door, and I'll have the door be right here. And then I'm going to push up, and I'm going to go to the timber wall. And I'm just going to go 1, and I'm just kind of aiming this around, pushing R2. There we go. And if you want, you can even build this other extruded wall, and you can rotate this so it's on the outside like that. And then I'm going to push up, and we need to get a roof, and I love this rounded roof. So just kind of aim it, and eventually you will see that it will build where we want it to. Sometimes it takes a second to get this aimed correctly. Now, if it's not building properly, just fly up and build top down. Yeah, there we go. Build from the top of your base. Now we have all of this, and I can go inside, and I'll just close this up. And because we built this roof, and we have walls, you can see even though there's a storm outside, just like we are inside our ship, we're totally safe inside our base. Now, unfortunately, because of the way we built this, the base computer is facing away from us, but we could still use it. It's just an aesthetic thing. Now, I built the smallest little base of just a 2x2 because I didn't want to run out of carbon and not be able to fully enclose this, but we can expand this later. I do believe that you reclaim full resources when you deconstruct components. So if I were to go up for building, you can push, you see at the bottom ribbon, when we're in the build menu here, you could select a part with X, but you can also push square to edit placed parts, and then just aim around. You'll see how it's highlighted in blue, this target wall, and then the buttons that I can push are at the top of the screen, so I can swap it with a different part if I want with L1. I can push R2 to grab that and just move it somewhere else. I can push R1 to be I want to build another one of these to duplicate it. I can also just push L2 to delete it, and I can change the color, etc. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to push circle a couple of times to close this. I'm going to hold square right here. Accessing log from previous user, additional archives recovered. Entry 4925E follows. Construction largely a success. Recovered salvage data from nearby. Plans logged. Scans indicate additional subterranean devices beginning search. Extract those plans. Whoever recorded these logs evidently had some success. I have access to their plans, and perhaps I can learn from their efforts. Okay, great. So, we learned how to build a construction unit. The construction research unit is going to allow us to use salvage data to learn how to build different structures. And this is fantastic. We need nanotubes and magnetized ferrite. No problem. So it's saying expand your base by earning new construction blueprints, which we can buy at the terminal that we did, the construction terminal we just learned how to build. We dig up buried technology to earn new blueprints, and then we power our base to enable advanced technology, and then we can even use teleporters to instantly return to our base from space stations, which is, or the anomaly, which we'll see later, which is super fantastic. So we're just going to push circle, and they want us to refine some ferrite. So I'm just going to push up, and I'm going to put down my portable refiner just inside here. Why not, right? So I'm just going to kind of drop it inside, so that way I can refine without being in a storm. There we go. And now that that's down, I'm just going to hold square, and we're going to put in condensed carbon as the fuel source. I'm going to drop in a little bit of ferrite dust. Now, I'm actually going to grab this, and then I'm going to change the stack size by either pushing left or right, or I could just push square for quick split, which I'll do. Just split your stack in half. I don't want to take all of my ferrite dust away. The little icon in the upper right of the ferrite dust is telling me I'm holding that in the backpack of my exosuit. And I'm just going to drop that in here and hold square to turn this into pure ferrite. So there it goes. I'm going to then push the center button, and I'm going to go ahead and build myself a carbon nanotube because I need that. And then it's telling me I can refine the pure ferrite into magnetized ferrite. So I'm going to do that in a moment. I'm going to hold square, and I'm going to take out all this pure ferrite. I'm just going to push X and then push triangle to put it into my backpack. And then what I'm going to do is go here, and I'm going to select the pure ferrite, but I'm actually going to push, I'm going to just do half of it and make magnetized ferrite. I have ferrite now in all of these 3 early stages here, just in case I need them for different requirements. And so this is going to make us magnetized ferrite. It's going pretty quickly there, and it's done. And now I'm going to take this, put it in my suit, and now I am able to push up and build the construction research unit. I'm just going to put it right here by the door. And I'm going to hold square, and you could see analysis unit online, diagnostic suggestion. User should recover salvage data from buried technology, equip and utilize an analysis visor. Okay, good. Now, if we want to research buildable technology, for example, this is the tech tree, and it's telling you that you need 2 salvage data to learn how to make a teleporter, for example. You could push R1 to go into some other build, like construction materials for a base, and we want to get these stone as soon as we can, because building out of stone is very easy. It just takes silicate powder, which you can get from using your terrain manipulator, and you can get tons of it. It's a lot more readily available than carbon. So we can actually replace all of our stuff with stone, but we're going to need a lot of salvage technology to do that. So how do we do that? Well, all we need to do is just walk outside, and nighttime, beautiful, we turned on our flashlight, hold L2, and start looking around. And this is a buried technology module right here. It kind of looks like a Wi-Fi symbol. It's a white chevron pointing down here. For these icons for buried technology module to have like the Wi-Fi symbol inside. And you just want to tag whichever one is closest. So this one is like 300. This one is really close, 150. So I'm just going to hold square and tag it. You see, now that it's tagged, that's where I need to go to get that. So let's go get it. I'm just going to run up this ridge. My life support's low. Let me charge that quickly. Let's just throw some oxygen in there. And I'm going to run. And I'm going to push R1 and X. And just here we go. And look what we found just on our way. Some damaged machinery. Hold square. Pick up this goop. Put it in your suit. And what did we get? Some nanites. Excellent. There's also a knowledge stone from the Viking. So whatever system you're in, you'll find knowledge stones that teach you words of the language of the species that controls the system. So we're going to learn a Viking word, and we don't know any of these words. We're like, what's this mean? And it says the stone resonates, producing a sound that fills my mind. A vision begins to take shape. I see two large aliens locked in combat. Eventually, one triumphs, leaving their victim to bleed to death. With the last of their strength, the vanquished alien gestures toward me. And so we're going to accept the knowledge, and we get the word for Viking. Generally, you're going to learn Viking, Gek, Korvax, just the three major factions or species, depending on where you start. And the first word you learn is the word for them. And so, we now have a new word. We learned the Viking word for Viking. Very good. Oh, look at that. Right here, there's another knowledge stone, actually. That's great. I love these things. And I'm just going to learn a new word. And we learned the word for interloper, which is what they always call people that they're talking to. And now, just remember to kind of aim yourself at the technology module that we marked. It's right here. But you're going to notice I'm getting closer to it, and yet, why am I not seeing it? Well, the key word there is right in the name of it. It's buried. So switch to your terrain manipulator and just point at it and then just dig a hole. And eventually, you're going to see, look, there it is. They might look different. You can blast all the way around it. You can't damage this with your terrain manipulator, don't worry. And then just hold square to open this up. And you see that I got 1, 2 salvaged data from this. So you can get 1, 2, 3, or 4 salvage data. Usually you get 2 to 4.
Incoming storm.
So there's a storm coming. And just blast this guy, get some oxygen. And I'm going to look around, and there is a armored clam, kind of a valuable resource. There's the impulse beans, hilarious. Paraffinium, just looking around at what's close to us. And there is more buried technology. I'm going to tag that. But let's go back to our house. Oh, looks like there's a box here. Let's go ahead and pick up all these supplies. Some ammunition for a bolt caster or whatever weapon we have. And some sodium nitrate, which is a refined sodium. You can see it's getting hot. It's a superheated storm. But if we just get back to our base here, walk in the door, we're fine. Now I'm going to go to the construction research unit, hold square to use it, and I'm going to research buildable technology, and I'm going to go for the very first. You see all these are locked because we have to start at the top of the tree and then work our way down to unlock these other options. I'm going to research the base teleport module because this is awesome. Now we can't use this yet until we get some power, but it's still awesome to have. And I'm going to push circle, and we can now rename our base if we like. So why not? You can upload a screenshot of your base that other players could see, but I'm actually going to click the pencil. I'm going to rename my base, and I'm going to rename it Tutorial Hut. And name it whatever you want, but I recommend naming it because when you're looking at teleporters, it'll be easier to identify your own base. There's icons that make it clear, but just if you see your name, it's like a failsafe that you're going to be going to the right place, so you just remember. So I am done. I'm going to upload this, and we did it. Now they want us to build the teleporter, which we could do, or we can go in here and we can see what other quests we have. This is the quest. So they want us to get more, explore the planet, and expand our base with more buried technology. So we will. What hit me? Is there a bad guy out here? What was that? That seemed odd. Alright, the storm is leaving, which is good. So you see that technology module over there? Early game, it's probably best to just run over there and get it. It's pretty far. Man, there is a lot of hazardous flora on this world. Get out of here. Alright. Early game, using your ship is great, but it does take a lot of fuel. So I'm just going to run around. Plus, I like to explore. See what's out there. You see right here, there's some sweet root. So I can hold square and take this, and I get sweet root. If I go to my inventory, you're going to see that this sweet root, it's actually, you know, you could eat it, but it sells pretty well. You can make some, you know, some money on that. But I'm going to go over here, and, switch to my, let's get this dihydrogen. We'll need this for fuel. Scan this rock. And we can't get this, unfortunately, because we need the advanced mining laser, but scan everything we see. Now, if we did want to find all the animals, and we know that some are underwater, there's our technology module right below us. Oh, look at this. Sometimes it's so shallow that I can just get it without even digging. Sometimes you'll find them floating in the air, just kind of like they didn't load right, and just pick them up wherever they are. Now, I'm going to scan again, see if there's any closer buried technology modules to us. There's some. 200, 300. Sure, let's go this way. Alright. We're getting achievements for just walking around, which is fine with me. And I'm just shooting until I get here. Collecting silicate powder. And there's our technology module. So I just mined a little hole and got some more plans. And this is something that I just really, really enjoy doing. Oh boy. So our world has a whole bunch of mean guys on it. But even though they're mean, they certainly don't like getting blasted with a laser. The reason I like getting all of this mineable tech, or these buried technology modules, is because, of course, I want to unlock plans for our base, but also because early game, pick up this and get some unites. You can sell buried technology modules, salvage data, for good money. So it can be a way to just give you some cash if you need it. So you can use it for money, you can use it for plans. Now we're going to be using it for plans because we have a better planet in our system for making money with the Corvette parts. Now let me see. Look, there's some deep water here. Just gonna jump and dive in. See if we can find anything. So I'm looking around. Now, you can use your jetpack when you're swimming, and you can hold your breath for quite a long time. Because, well, you have a spacesuit on. Which works just fine as a dive suit. There's a submerged relic here. Cool stuff under the water. And all you have to do is just get close to this and... Oh, oxygen supply replenished. You see how sometimes you'll find bubbles? And these plants will produce oxygen. You can use them to get a little pick-me-up, which is wonderful. All kinds of just amazing stuff under the water. Things to scan. But I'm going to come out. I don't need to be here. The only reason I was really down here was to see... Look at this. How cool is that, right? I was just basically seeing if there was any of the life forms that were underwater. And we don't see them yet. But we'll find them. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's some of them. Great. Well, we got one. Look at these crab guys. That's who we got. So now we just need to find 2 more animals to get this condensed carbon for sure. We just need to find 2 more animals to completely chart this place, which is absolutely amazing. I'm going to recharge my life support with oxygen. I'm going to switch to the manipulator, just blast right there till I find the module, and there it is. I'm going to pick up some more carbon. Now, I'm far from my base. I could walk back. There's no shame in that. But I could also push down, move to the left, select summon vehicles, this portal icon, and then just select my ship. I don't have any exocraft, but I do have a ship. Just push X, and look at that. Here comes my ship. Right to you. Now, it does take launch fuel to do this, so you have to have fuel in your ship to be able to bring it to you. But we've got it. And you can see our ship has 50%. I'm going to go here. They want us to make metal plating. We need some more ferrite, no problem. We'll get there. Now, that's just to build a teleporter. We have how much technology modules? 6. You'll see that this sells for 312,000 units, which is a good amount of money. Also, this Haddle core that we found underneath in the submerged relic, this sells for 92,000 units. So I currently have 45,000 units. So that's a lot of money for us, which is great. I'm not going to sell our salvaged. We're going to do better than that elsewhere. But I do want to get more and more salvage so that we can use the construction research unit to learn more plans so that we can, look at that, build up our base with stone and unlock some other quality of life features too. All right, everybody. Well, we've built our base. We're going to upgrade that. We found a paradise world. We're on that now. And we're going around getting salvage data, learning some blueprints, exploring, and learning more about No Man's Sky. I hope you're still finding this series to be useful and fun. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for sharing all of your tips for new players. I'll check you next time. Take care.